Hey everyone, it's Lisa here from Arcane and Stellar. So, this reading is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across it, it's good. This is a requested reading from Keem208. Keem wanted to, hear about like long distance relationships. Will we ever meet? When will we meet? And all that good stuff. I want to point out that I had an internet love when I was young, and guess what? We've been married for 15 years on February 17th of next month. So, it happens, and I, totally believe, and I validate, you and your connection. I believe that, we can love people who we've never met or really have strong feelings for them. And I do feel like in many ways the internet is a beautiful thing in terms of meeting people, because, you can meet people you'd never see in your local area. So, with that being said, I'm just 100% supportive of you, and I wish you all the very best in your connections. I know it's kind of a tough thing to go through. And yeah, so we have 4 piles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can go ahead and take some time, picture your person in your head, think about them, and see which pile, draws you in. And you'll find the timestamps down below, guys. See you in your reading. Hey guys, if you've chosen pile number 1, this is your reading. So let's see what we've got here. I've also taken a song for you, like I did in some other videos, because I felt like led to, and I feel like, well, you'll let me know if it resonates with you, but let's see here. So, for timing, we're going to use Lenormand. We've got the child and the ring. And then for our song, oh crap, wait, that's not so visible. Let me just adjust it. That's a bit better, right? Okay, so for your song, we have Overjoyed by Bastille. I love this song. It's one of my favorite Bastille songs. I'll get into the lyrics later and how it might resonate for you guys. I think I like this reading the most out of all the ones I've seen so far, like, because I drew all the cards already and it's pre-shuffled. And so to answer your question, will you meet? When will you meet? I think you have high chances to meet this person, okay? Out of all the piles, I think this is the one that I feel like certainly could do it. Like, it could happen. Because, okay, I've taken a few different cards with different purposes for the reading. So, your positives, like the positive things going for you in terms of this person, the challenges, and then the current outcome based kind of like on what's going on. And then, of course, we have our timing cards. So, in terms of the positives, I think you have one of the best positives, the Two of Cups, which is all about, connection, a deep bond. I feel like many of you are very close to this person. You can spill your guts. You can say everything that you want. They can say it. It's a very close, like, friendship and a close bond. And there could be, just lots of sharing between the two of you. I mean, honestly, like, that's what you'd want to see it as a positive, because that type of connection can make people go the distance. You know what I mean? In terms of trying to make it happen. Because it's not easy with long distance relationships. Oftentimes there's a lot of struggles, involved, living in different places, having different life situations and stuff like that. So there's definitely that bond going for you that you have on your side. Now, for your challenges, I took the Queen of Cups, and then I had to clarify it because I was like, okay, usually the court cards represent people. And, it could be that there is a queen type of person, kind of creating a challenge in this situation. It could be a parent, like a mother. It could be even yourself, perhaps, or maybe it's the other person if you're, a male. But the clarification was a Judgment card, which makes me... For some of you, I feel like you are still young, and you still have like you know what I mean? Like you haven't yet reached adulthood. So that kind of puts a damper on your plans or goals for this person, because you kind of have to still listen to your parents. That may not resonate with everyone, so that's just for those specifically that are in that in that category right there. For some of you, it's like you could also have a family with the Queen of Cups and the Judgment card. There could be a family involved. It'd be like blending families. And that might be challenging, well, I think it would be challenging in such a situation. So like one of you could have children, or, you know what I mean? There could be kind of blending going on in family. Now, as well, it could be that somebody feels like, there has to be kind of more of a wake-up call for somebody. I feel like in terms of a wake-up call, what I mean is that a way in which they realize that it's like now or never, it's going to have to happen or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't like keep going the way you are. So it might be that one person, because the Queen of Cups is not exactly about action per se, it's about emotions. And so there might be that light bulb that has to come on for someone to realize that I can't just sit in my feelings. This has to be acted upon. Like, there has to be action, there has to be something that actually happens. And so that might be the challenge, is waiting for that person kind of realize that it needs to happen. You know what I mean? to go forward, it's, you can, chat or, whatever, all you want, but, it can't progress if you don't actually see each other. So I do feel positively about that, though, because the challenge is, I feel like they're not that negative because of the other cards, that I'm seeing here. And then we have the Sun as the outcome. That's like happiness, and you see like the two people together, like meeting up, seeing each other. Isn't that cute? I love it. And okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't know, maybe I already said this and I forgot. But I feel like some of you could be underage. And yeah, you're not like kind of like able to do that yet. I was, when I met my husband, I was 17, so I had to wait until I turned 18 to fly away. And I did about like 4 months later, after I turned 18, I got the money for a ticket and I flew to his country. So, and then we've lived together ever since. Now, yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys will meet. And that's another thing about the children thing, why I want to say that. We have the child card here. And the child card, okay, can represent a few things. It could represent like 13 days, 13 months, 13, this like 13, the 13th of a month. But also it can represent milestones. And so for some of you, I feel like it's like you have to reach adulthood for this to happen. Like you're going to have to grow up first. Okay? To make like that kind of commitment. But also, if you're not, it could be also that there is a milestone involved. Even if it's not like you're not a child, it could be that there's a milestone involved in this. Like a birthday, like going to see them for a birthday, their birthday, your birthday, or a holiday. We also have 25. Oh, that's interesting. I just got this weird feeling. So maybe like the 25th of December, like maybe like Christmas, you could. For some of you, just like, don't take that too seriously, but 25 days, 25, you know what I mean? It's, the thing is that with this ring card, it can talk about ongoing commitments. So an ongoing situation, it's like you're committed to each other, like with that Two of Cups. And it's still maybe even young too. It's like a young commitment that's going to continue. So like in terms of when you can meet them, honestly, like I said, 13th to 25th of a month. It could be 13 weeks or 25 weeks. It could be, I don't think 25 years, so don't get crazy about that. In terms, yeah, I don't feel that way. Also, spring, summer could be something. Because, you see, it's like, I know that the child card can sometimes be associated with the month of May. This also looks quite like springy, summery outside. So, that would be something I would think too. Now, let's get into your lyrics of your song. So I do feel like, yeah, like I'm going to reiterate here. I really do feel like you have a strong chance to, you know, go the distance in this relationship. Oh my god. Somebody's watching I Love Lucy upstairs. Okay, let's see. Overjoyed. So Overjoyed by Bastille. I love Bastille. That's like my favorite concert I've ever been to. I love at least their older stuff. I haven't listened to a lot of the newer stuff, but wow, okay, gave me Stevie Wonder. Hold on. I didn't type in Bastille. Oh, wow, this song's good. I love it. Okay, so I feel overjoyed when you listen to my words. I see them sinking in. I see them crawling underneath your skin. And then it says, well, here, I'll just show you. Words are all we have. We'll be talking. These words are all we have. So, like, it's like a lot of communication between the two of you. That it's like, it's all we have is this, like, talking. You know what I mean? We don't have anything physical. I thought that was so interesting that this shuffled up when I, you know, asked for, you know, a song. And I hear you calling in the dead of night. Oh, I hear you calling in the dead of night. And some of you might actually have, like, a very close, like, spiritual type of connection with this person. Where it's like, one of you will be thinking of the other, and then the other messages. You know what I mean? Like, that type of thing. So you lean towards despair. Any given opportunity, you're there. But what is there to gain when you're always falling off the fence that way? For some of you, it could be that, you know, they've helped you a lot with your emotions, have been a supportive person. But I feel like that's one of the most exciting things for them, is to see how their words impact you. Like, they just like seeing your reactions. Maybe you give good reactions. And it's just like, oh, I'd love to, like, tell this person things and see how they react to it. And for some of you, it could be that, like, they can't wait to kind of see that when you actually meet, like, how the words, it will bounce back and forth between the two of you, and, like, how the, you know, reactions. But definitely overjoyed. I think it goes so well with the Sun card. Like, I feel like, you know, there's a huge bond here between the two of you, and I feel like it's going in a positive direction. I feel like you have kind of an unbreakable connection here. And with that Love card as well, supporting this. But yeah, so that's what I've got for you, pile number one. I hope that helps you and is relevant to your situation. If it is, let me know. And I wish you all the very, 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 very best for this connection. And yeah, if you leave a comment, be sure to do that if you want to, so I can give you a heart. And I'll see you in the next reading. Okay, so if you've chosen pile number two, this is kind of your reading for you and your long distance person. And I've taken different cards for different type of, to get different answers. We have kind of like the positives in your, you know, going for you, and then the challenges, and then as well the current outcome based off of kind of what's happening. And then we have Lenormand for timing. And then we have your song, which I took songs for these readings. And we have Linger by the Cranberries. So I'll get into the lyrics about that later. Okay. So what are the positives going for you? We have the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups. You guys have two cards for that particular question. So it's interesting that people cards came out for this. Like, you know, these are cards that represent, you know, probably the both of you. There could be an age gap between the two of you, or at least a little bit more of a you know, difference in the way you are. The Knight of Cups is usually quite, you know, romantic person. someone that offers their emotions and their feelings. Whereas the King of Wands is more passionate but very contained, okay? This person, like all the kings and the queens, kind of know how to, more so than the lower, like the page or the knight, know how to control whatever they kind of represent, okay? And in terms of, wands, that's like fire energy, that fiery energy. They know how to contain it. They have it, but they know how to, like, not let it, like, burn everything out, or burn everything up. So, kind of a more controlled type of person. And so I say that's a dynamic between you. I'm guessing that maybe you kind of, like, balance each other out in a way. This person, there could be, like, almost a mentor type of vibe here at times. One of you being, like, a little bit more of a mentor to the other person. And I almost feel, too, that, like, maybe it can be a positive, like, communications, like, like, maybe this person's in their feelings, and this person's like, hey, you know what? Don't get down, This can, they can give them, like, advice or, like, suggestions and stuff like that for their emotions to kind of, redirect it. Because, like, the water sign type of people could, like, maybe, sit in emotions more than a fire person who would kind of, like, not that they don't, because obviously we have numerous things in our chart, but I would say as a fire sign that we tend to get over things a little bit faster than other elements, you know what I mean? And I've often been, as a fire sign person, I've often been that person that, like, encourages people to do things. Like, you can do it, or you should do this, or you should do that, follow this, do this, That could be that type of dynamic between you. So I definitely just see that there's it seems like a good kind of connection here. That's the positive going for you, okay? There could be a lot of, like, passion and good feelings, like warm feelings between the two of you. So, what's the challenge for you guys? We've got the 5 of Cups as your challenge, which talks about, loss and grief. So it could be at this moment that you guys aren't exactly, you're unsure of where this is going right now. It could be that some of you have argued with your person, or you've kind of come to some, you don't know, like, how to fix it. It might be that things feel lost at the moment right now, because we have the 3 cups on the ground and then 2 cups behind, but she's staring at that, at these 3 cups that have fallen over. So there's definitely something that's happened between you that it makes it feel like all is lost, sort of. Do you know what I mean? And not really having a positive outlook. I feel like this might also, I'm just drawn to say this, but the Knight of Cups person, whoever that person would be, it might be them that kind of feels that way, because I noticed that she's looking towards this direction. So maybe that could be relevant to you guys. Now, yeah, in terms of 5 of Cups, there's been some kind of grief. This is a general reading, so it could be different things. It could be like, oh, there are just so many obstacles, it's never going to work out. It could be like a pessimistic outlook, simply. Or it could be that, something's actually happened that caused a lot of hurt within this relationship. And that's where it leaves us for kind of like timing and what's going to happen. The outcome's the moon. And the moon is unclear. We don't know. And also with the book, unclear. It could be 26 days or 26 months, blah, blah, blah. But oftentimes with the book's closed. It's like the answers aren't given. You kind of, if we had the key next to it, it would be opened. But I don't know. In this situation, I feel like, and especially with that moon there, I feel like the current outcome just isn't known. So I hate to say that. I don't know when you're going to meet your person. We have the tree, which it talks about like family inheritance, longevity. Maybe there are unknown circumstances in family issues that are a factor in this. but for some of you. But at the same time, it does talk sometimes about like the promise of something that it will be, because it's such a sturdy foundation. So, I mean, there are just a lot of unknowns here going in the future. I think it might be depending on how you kind of act going forward. Now we have the understanding card. I'm going to grab the guidebook. Wow, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Because I want to kind of see what this card says. The other pile, I didn't have to do that, but I'd like to see what this card is telling us with this. So, the symbol for deep and true comprehension. Which is, there's like a lack of yeah. It is one thing to read something or to hear something, but it's another thing to truly understand something. You're being asked to keep an open mind and heart, and to allow yourself to absorb information as you receive it. Be open to the wisdom that can come only with time, patience, and perspective. By the way, this can talk about time too. The tree, like giving something time, because it takes a long time for a tree to grow. So fruitful. So you know what I mean? It's about, patience. So with time, patience, and perspective, try to get outside of yourself and imagine what it is like to walk in someone else's shoes. To understand is to have power. There could be like kind of a situation with your person that's it's like maybe you have to understand their situation a little bit more. There could be some factors here, and I don't necessarily want to like say what they could be. I mean, maybe like, relationships, other relationships. It could be family stuff for some of you. I think it's going to be individual, so that's why I don't really feel comfortable going into those type of details, because I don't get a clear picture, I guess. But let's look at the lyrics for Linger by the Cranberries. I love this song. So, if you could return, don't let it burn, don't let it fade. I'm sure I'm not being rude, but it's just your attitude. It's tearing me apart. It's ruining every day. For me, I swore I would be true, and followed, so did you. So maybe there could have been some, why were you, is that the way we stand? Were you lying all the time? Was it just a game to you? But I'm in so deep. I'm such a fool for you. You got me wrapped around your finger. Do you have to let it linger? So, and I thought the world of you. I thought nothing could go wrong, but I was wrong. I was wrong. If you could get by trying not to lie, things wouldn't be so confused, and I wouldn't feel so used. But you always really knew that I just want to be with you. So there could be some aspect here for some of you with this song coming out, where there was some kind of like not staying true to each other in some way. Which is the difficult part about a long distance relationship, because it depends on where your relationship is at. Like, have you ever met this person? And what the obstacles are, because some people might think it's just futile. Like, wait, was that the right word I wanted to use? Yeah. Like, it's just not going to work out. Like, or pessimistic. And then pessimism, they might it might have looked elsewhere. And it's hurt you a lot, and now you're just kind of like wondering, where is this going? Or it could be vice versa, the roles could be reversed in this situation. But I do see that there's some sadness and grief here as your challenge. So that definitely tells me that there is something going on between you that is, heartbreaking in some way, or difficult, and, doesn't seem so positive. And it makes the outcome unclear, and that's showing up and reflecting in the cards. I feel like it is an unclear outcome right now, in terms of whether you guys would meet. Like, that knowledge hasn't been opened yet here with the Lenormand card. I do feel like there's a good connection here. It's just about the obstacles and whatever those could represent for your individual situation. Okay? But I do feel like, this card could be about understanding where they're coming from. And, how that's caused them to behave. Like, you never know, like, kind of like what people, how they may have had previous experiences where it didn't work out, so they're kind of like, oh, that's never going to work out, with this person either. That's kind of what I mean. Like, it's going to be individual, but there might be specific reasons as to why your person does what they did what they did, and I feel like that's one of the things that maybe you should try to understand, just to make yourself feel better. You know what I mean? Like, this person, they thought that it's never going to work out, so they, looked elsewhere or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they're, hanging on to something because they're not sure. Like, there are with that tree there, it could be family. You know what I mean? Maybe they're afraid to let go of that, to uproot that. And it's kind of like unclear if they will or not here. So I hope that helps you. And, if it does, let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to heart your comment. And, yeah, I'm wishing you guys all the very best in your connection. It's tough, I know. And so, yeah, I'm sending you lots of love and hoping, with the best outcome for you. And I'll see you in the next reading. Okay, pile number 3. Let's see what's going on with you and your person. So I've taken some tarot, obviously, and we also have some other stuff here. Let me see. Oh, okay. My candle's in the way. Okay, let's see. We got the letter and the mice in terms of timing. Then we have two oracle cards that came out for this, and then your song is Here With Me by the Killers. So, okay, and oh man, that fits in so well. Okay, so let's just start. So I've taken, like, first of all, I want to remind you, these are general readings, especially when it comes to the timing of this. I want you to understand that not only do we have a specific kind of like story going on here, but then we have specific, timings. And it's just like, how is it possible that all of that could resonate with everybody 100%? It's just not. Come on, let's be real. But so just take, I'm going to keep it kind of open a little bit in terms of the timing, because we just kind of have the outcome, and that's going to kind of tell you what the general outcome is for you guys. And timing is kind of just an extra thing that, I would listen to, but, and it might have some advice here for us with this timing card, but not 100% hold on to. Okay, so, but that's just my opinion and, my disclaimer. I'm not the type of person that wants to make false promises or anything like that. So, in terms of, okay, I took positives, challenges, and then the current outcome, okay? So with your positives, like what's going for you in this connection, in this long distance relationship, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Well, this person probably makes you feel quite good. For some of you, I almost wonder if you finally almost have the means, or you do have the means to go see them, or to make this happen in some way, or you've been working on that. Because Pentacles can talk about like finances and stuff like that. And it's like, the positive is that I feel like you could actually do this. You could actually make this a physical reality. This relationship, if you wanted to. Okay? Now, so that's just what I'm going to say. That's a positive going for you. I think that's as simple as it gets. You know what I mean? But in terms of challenges, we had 2 cards come out. So we have the Page of Swords and the 7 of Wands. And obviously I think you can probably see it yourself, but I see a sense of wariness, of defensiveness. And yeah, it could be both of you are scared to take this leap, to make it happen, because of the 2 cards. Do you know what I mean? The Page of Swords could be somebody that's a little bit scared to like put it out there, you know what I mean, like to make this a reality. It's, a younger energy. It doesn't mean that you're younger per se, but it just is a younger energy of this. And then the 7 of Wands, again, feeling like maybe like defensive. So I almost feel like both of you are scared is what I'm getting. Like, it might be scary for you. And there could be some opposition for you guys as well. With that Seven of Wands card. Or one of you in particular could have more opposition towards this connection than the other. And even if it's not people literally telling them this is a bad idea, it could just be that they feel like it would bring that on. You know what I mean? So that can be, something. And then the current outcome, we have Seven of Pentacles. So that's all about kind of like waiting for things to mature, waiting for things to happen, waiting for your harvest to come in. And that's kind of like telling me that it's a possibility, but yet it could be that you won't do it. Do you know what I mean? It depends on, I feel like it depends on the both of you right now, being committed to making this happen. That's kind of what I'm getting. I definitely feel like there needs to be, we have 2 candles, if you didn't notice, and it's like I feel like there needs to be illumination here, because we have honesty, and then we have the letter. Like, I feel like there needs to be some honest communication here. With this Page of Swords, there might not be honest communication about feelings right now, or about what you want to happen. But there's definitely a nervous energy here with the mice. Someone really wants to, like, speak up here about how they feel. I want to take... Did I really put that stinking book back? Okay, good job, Lisa. Yeah, I knew I was going to need it again. I put it back. I want to take the guidebook and look at this honesty and the cycles. And particularly the cycles, because honesty I'm familiar with. But the cycles, I'd like to read a little bit more about that. So what goes around, comes around is the message of the symbol cycles. The moon goes from new to full in cycles that repeat each month. Whatever you're planning to do or reveal by asking your question will be revisited in other circumstances. Be clear about action. Oh wow, okay. But you will surely meet this experience again. Remember, what goes around comes around, like the moon that revolves around the planet. The energy that you express in your next action will orbit around you. Make sure it's a good one. So, like, I almost feel like some of you haven't really maybe... It could be on either side here, but I feel like somebody hasn't really kind of said what they want. So it's like, you want to meet, you're like, when will we meet? But, like, you haven't actually, like, talked to them about it. That's kind of maybe what I'm getting here. You need to tell this person, like, let's meet up. I feel like, if you haven't already. Like, I feel like that's for some of you definitely a message. And that you need to let them know. And there has to be action taken. Also with the action, because the action taken, there's a lot of non-action here, kind of, in a way. Or defensiveness, not actually, putting out there in some way. So it's like, I feel like you would have to do that. Now, let's look up the lyrics to this song. And I know them, but I just want to read them out because... Let me just close my chat here. My friend is... Oh my god. My friend is messaging me. She's... Oh my... What did I do? I just messed it all up. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay. So, the wheels are turning. I remember when you were mine. Now, just to reach you, baby, I'd stand in line. Oh man, that kind of reminds me of that right there. But there's another world we're living in tonight, and there's another heart that's fading in the light. Don't want your picture on my cell phone. I want you here with me. Don't want your memory in my head now. I want you here with me. And then spent the summer, let's see, just laying out in the sun. Time seems to move so slow. Oh yeah, that slow movement that I was kind of talking about with this card here. When you're taking it as it comes, maybe we were just too young. Your body was tanned and your hair was long. You showed me your smile and my cares were gone. Falling in love filled my soul with fright. You said, come on, babe, it'll be all right. I must have been a fool to the bitter end. Now I hold on hope to have you back again. I'd bargain and I'd fight, but there's another world we're living in tonight. But basically... Oh, and it's like when I saw you in a restaurant the other day, and instead of walking toward you, I ran away, and I'll keep on waiting for you till you come around and say. You know what I mean? So it's could, like, again, there might be this energy where you're not speaking up. Like, obviously, You know, it doesn't have to be that you saw them in a restaurant, but it's more like that attitude of wanting to say something, but then not saying it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just keep waiting for you to do it. But when you know, wait for the other person to act, sometimes you just have to be that person. You know, like this Knight of Pentacles that just, yeah, let's do it. But yeah, there definitely is this attitude that, you know, like, I don't want your picture on my cell phone. I just want you here with me. Like, I don't need these memories in my head now. I want you here with me. Like, I don't want memories. I don't want pictures. I want you, actually, to be here. And I feel like that's, you know, the energy that is present here. Now, in terms of timing, I've already kind of mentioned here, but we have the letter and the mice. The letter, you know, talks about communication. Sometimes it can talk about a long time because especially old-fashioned letters take time to, you know, be delivered. So that could be indicating. But see, the mice contradict that because the mice are very nervous energy that's very quick and happens quickly. So I almost feel like what it's saying is that you could actually make this happen. Like, you could go see them tomorrow if you wanted. Or you could make it happen, like, or they could make it happen. Like, and it's just kind of about action. But in terms of, like, timing and stuff like that, we do have, like, the 27. So 27 days, weeks, months. 23 days, weeks, months. And we have that 7. So we have 7 as well. I don't usually look to tarot for that. I thought that's interesting, 26, and then we have 27 over here, and then 37. There's a lot of, like, 7s here, huh? So maybe that's a sign of something, 7, in your you know, with your person. So that's what I'm seeing for you. So I would just encourage you, like, if you haven't already made this happen, to try to, you know, make it happen. Although I do feel like there is I feel like there is some like reflecting, like as in like reflecting like a knight would with his there might be like you guys are both like have your armor on sort of towards each other and are reflecting like your feelings back to each other, like avoiding them or something like that. But yeah, that's what I see for you, and I hope that helps you and is useful. And if it is, let me know. I'll give your comment a heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey guys, so if you've chosen the last pile number 4, this is your reading. So let's find out about your, you know, long distance relationship, and, you know, will you meet? When will you meet? Let's see. So you've got oh wow, that's interesting. I just noticed, like, we had in this deck, it's called the 4 of Visions. The cups are called visions, and then we have vision right here. That's interesting. Okay, so and then your song is going to be Faded by Sarah Farrell. It's actually not by her originally, it's just a cover, and I like that cover, so it's just that version of the song. So I think it's originally by someone else. I can't remember. Alan Walker? No, not Alan Walker, is it? I don't remember. Anyways, not important. Just that's the particular version I have on my playlist. Okay, so the 4 visions. Okay, so I'm just going to explain this to you guys. I have this as the positive, like what's going for you, right? And this is what's going, like the challenges against you in terms of meeting this person, and then the current outcome. So, the positive is a 4 of vision. Well, that card talks about, you know, being like disinterested or something. I just want to look at this guidebook really fast of this particular deck and just kind of get a feel for this real fast. Because yeah, it talks about dissatisfaction, cynicism, boredom, and ingrate's response to life. So it's like, how is this a positive? Well, I guess that what we could see is that maybe this person has brought you out of boredom. Do you know what I mean? They've maybe woken you up from something, or maybe and vice versa, you kind of woken each other up to like maybe the mundane aspects of life. Maybe you were just going through life and you felt, you know, somehow brought out of this by this person, or they felt brought out of it by you. You know, the feeling could be mutual there. That's kind of the first feeling I got when I drew that card, and I was kind of like, huh? And I was like, well, maybe it's actually because of, you know, I'm getting this feeling that it could be because of that. And, you know, I just wanted to double check this guidebook for this, because every guidebook is, you know, different for each deck. And I haven't used this one a ton. I have, but I'm still learning it. It's not as comfortable to me as some other decks. And I just wanted to double check my, you know what I'm saying. But, yeah. This person could somehow awaken you in some way. And then with the challenges, we have the Keeper of Challenges. That's funny. Challenges and the Keeper of Challenges. 5 of Boons. Okay, so the Keeper of Challenges and the 5 of Boons. So 5 of Pentacles, basically, and the King of Swords. There could be somebody that has a very analytical type of energy. There could be actually an air sign involved in this some way, like a male that's somehow challenging the situation. So it could be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini person. Yeah, that somehow stands in the way of this connection. Also, there could be, for challenges in terms of the 5 of Boons, it could be that, you know, there's a lack of finances to fund this. There could be a lack of stability, a lack of, like, it could be such a situation that is like so, it has a lot of obstacles. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And if the Keeper of Challenges isn't like an air sign person, for instance, or somebody that has those qualities, it could be that, you know, there's a lot of consideration and logic here. Like, how do we actually make it work? We don't, you know, aren't in a position to do this. It could be, you know, we're both students, we don't have money, or, you know, we both are so connected to our own situations that if we were to come together, it would be like super challenging. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe you'd have to like leave a good job to go to the, you know, to meet up with this person or do something more with them, or vice versa. You know what I mean? I just feel like there's definitely, the challenge here is that there are a lot of challenges in terms of making this relationship happen. For some of you, like, it's like, for very few of you, it could be, you know, that maybe you have like that male figure I said, like, it could be that, you know, you have a father, or that could maybe like disown you for such an action. I think that's probably, you know, not for everybody, but just maybe that's something. And then, yeah, for some people, it could be that, you know, getting away from this. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it at that. This situation has a lot of challenges, okay? Like, I just see a lot of different ways that can, you know, manifest for you, or like, you know, be relevant. So I'm not gonna like spend the whole video like trying to, you know, list them. But as a current outcome, we have the Lovers. Now the Lovers talks about choices, and connections. I do feel like you have a good connection with this person. There is something here. But there has to be like a choice made. Like, you just have to kind of defy it all. Do you know what I mean? Like, and just do what you want. Okay, so let's look at the oracle cards real fast. So we have 8. Vision, Aphrodite. When you choose a symbol, it means that no matter what you lose in your life, something better will replace it. Oh, that's interesting. because of like, there could be a lot of loss. Like that's a challenge. Like if you guys get together, there's gonna be a lot of loss. Loss of maybe, you know, a lot of different things, like I said, depending on your situation. So one day in my house of night, there will be a young, beautiful vampire who will lose her mark but gain great vision into the future. Even if a loss feels devastating at the moment, you will still have so much to gain. If your question is about the future, choose another card. The magical vision that you will receive here gives you the temporary power to see the future as a vast place, full of possibility and potential. Your next card will provide insight into the conditions ahead of you. To know the future is to be prepared. The next card is Summon. So, when you choose this card, it is a symbol to create a ritual and to connect with your spirituality. Get in touch with your own inner magic before you make a move forward. How do you communicate with your powers, or with me, your goddess? Now is the time to pray, to meditate, to acknowledge the sacred in every experience. Don't take your next step lightly. You have the power to summon your spirit, summon your courage, and summon even me. You are inquiring about something important. Breathe and wait for a sign before you act. Choose another card if you need more understanding of my wisdom for you. Well, we already chose 2 cards, so let's, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll take I haven't used these in forever. I love this deck. The Madame Endor's Fortune cards. Okay. Love and prosperity. The Queen. Your luck will soon change. Oh, shoot. And triumph over adversity. So, I mean, these are all positive cards. And that's kind of like what it's saying, like, look towards. Oops. Yeah, we have love and prosperity. Your luck will soon change, and triumph over adversity. So I feel like you could make this happen with a proper choice. Right? Like, with choosing to, you know, follow this connection. And leave maybe a situation that doesn't make you feel good. Wherever it is that you're at in life, okay? And then for timing. So we have the bouquet and the birds here. So this could talk about, 9s and 12s. So the 9th of a month, the 9 days, 9 weeks. It also could be September with the 9, December here with the 12, the 12th month. 12 weeks, 12 days, and all of that. When it's warm, though, as well, because I mean, I know that December, well, maybe December's warm where this person's at, or where someone's at in this connection, but spring or summer in terms of timing could be something too. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here for that. Let me look. Let's look up the song lyrics. Let's look up. Okay, so Faded. Wow, I type so bad on my phone. Okay, so, sorry. It took me. So, you were the shadow to my light. Did you feel us? Another start, you fade away. So the shadow to light. Like, I almost feel like, again, with that for visions, this person somehow woke you up from something. Your life was mundane or something, maybe, or things weren't going very well, and somehow this person, like, kind of woke you up in some way. Afraid our aim is out of sight, want to see us alive. And then where are you now? Was it all my fantasy? Where are you now? Were you only imaginary? The shallow water never met what I needed. I'm letting go a deeper dive. And see, this water is shallow. Again, it's like this person, I think, does provide you with some really, like, some depth. In your life. Huh. Yeah, and it's, sorry. I was just like having all these thoughts. Okay, the shallow water never met what I needed. Yeah, I'm letting go a deeper dive. Eternal silence of sea. I'm breathing alive. Where are you now? Where are you now? So there's a lot of this. Where are you now? It's like that kind of like far away energy, and there's monsters running wild outside of me. You know, it's like I do feel like there is a lot of adversity to this connection, or something. I mean, it just requires a lot of changes. Okay, it's something I think quite big, like big changes, big things. But I do feel like if you have felt unlucky with this connection, I feel like it's going to go better. I do really feel like it's all about a choice, though. Like, it can happen, and you could be very happy with this person. But it's like a choice that you have to make, or it could be the other person has to make. But I see that, you know, we have these great cards coming out, love and prosperity, your luck will soon change, and triumph over adversity. So I feel like it could be a possibility that this could change, especially if, you know, it's the other person. Although we can't always control other people very well. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to stop here with this, and I hope it helps you. That's what I'm kind of seeing for you. I do feel like you really want to be with your person. That somehow they really do bring some kind of light to your life. But it does seem difficult for you. Because I feel like the circumstances that you're under, or maybe that they are under, it just would require a lot of change and, you know, challenges here. And it might be a hard choice to make, because it might be like, you know, you can't go back once you make it, or something. There might be something that, you know, you can't go back once you do that. So, yeah, in terms of timing, again, I'll just reiterate. Spring, summer, 9 weeks, 12 weeks, 9 days, 12 days. September, December, spring, summer. These are the type of, you know, things I'm seeing. I want to point out about the timing, though. It's like so many people watch this, like, you can't possibly... I have to mention different things, because if I just said one thing, I don't think it would be accurate for all of you. And I want to give, you know... And I want to give as much of an accurate reading as possible. And sometimes, you know, you have to understand that there are just different situations. And that's why I have to say these things. Because everybody's going to resonate a bit differently. So, anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next reading. And take care.